हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान। मेरे चैनल ओमनी ज्ञान में आप सब लोगों को फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। टुडे वी विल बी लर्निंग द पोम वेयर द माइंड इज विदाउट फियर बाय रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, बाय द नोबेल लॉरेट Rabindranath Tagore, and I have explained line by line. Okay, I have explained the poem line by line. Now this is not in the syllabus of class 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. Actually here this is in the class this is in the syllabus of class 8 under Meghalaya Board of School Education. But anyways, if you have this poem, if any of my students, if you have this poem in your syllabus, or if you just wish to learn this poem, it's a very beautiful patriotic poem. Okay, if you wish to learn the explanation of the poem, you can as well watch the video. It will enlighten your mind. Okay, now as I said that this is a patriotic poem actually, and let us understand the theme of the poem and a basic understanding of the poem. Okay, so this poem was written when India was ruled by the British. Okay, ये कविता जब लिखा गया था, when this poem was written, India was under the British rule. This poem is actually in the form of a prayer to God for the progress of India. Okay, तो actually यहाँ पे जो है, here you see the poem is actually a prayer to God. Okay, the poet is here praying to God so that India can progress, so that India can develop. Okay, here we can also say that the poet dreams of a nation. The poet dreams of a nation which will be free from all kinds of discriminations based on religion, based on caste, based on social status, based on economic status, gender, male, female. Okay, everybody will be treated equally. So this is the India that the poet is dreaming of, and he is also as well praying to God. ठीक है, तो पोएट जो है एक ऐसा कंट्री के बारे में ड्रीम कर रहा है जहाँ कोई भेदभाव नहीं होगा, जहाँ सब मिलजुल के रहेंगे, एक साथ रहेंगे, जहाँ लोग जो है अपना रीज़न यूज़ करेंगे, इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी यूज़ करेंगे, रादर बीइंग सुपरस्टिशियस. ठीक है, तो द पोएट प्रेज टू गॉड सो दैट द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया कैन लिव अ फ्री लाइफ फुल ऑफ डिग्निटी एंड रिस्पेक्ट. सर ऊंचा करके जी सके, डिग्निटी एंड रिस्पेक्ट विदाउट एनी फॉर्म ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. ओके, डिटेल्स वी विल लर्न इन द पोम नाउ. ओके, so lines 1 to 4, there are 11 lines in the poem. Okay, so let us discuss line by line, and as I said, as you saw the thumbnail also, the title also, that line by line full explanation of the poem will be done here. Okay, so let's read the first 4 lines. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Okay, तो एक एक करके हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं. Where the mind is without fear, the poet prays to God that his countrymen should live freely without fear from anybody. ठीक है, तो पोएट जो है गॉड से प्रे कर रहा है. पोएट इज प्रेइंग टू गॉड दैट ऑल हिज कंट्रीमैन, ओके, इंडियन कंट्रीमैन शुड लिव फ्रीली, ताकि वो फ्रीली जी सके बिना किसी डर के. ओके, नाउ इफ यू लुक एट दिस करंट सिचुएशन ऑफ आवर कंट्री, यू सी all of us, we live with fear. Okay, we cannot go out at night. Our parents start calling us, right or wrong. Okay, we cannot move freely around. God knows who will come and attack us suddenly. So we have this fear. Okay, so poet prays for a country which will be completely without any fear, and we need not fear anybody from anybody. Okay, and every person should live with his head held high. In other words, live with dignity and respect. Okay, now here let us understand that where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. So where the mind is without fear, this is the explanation, and the head is held high. इसका मतलब क्या? Head is held high मतलब क्या? You can only put your head up when you don't have any fear. You can only put your head up when you get respect from people, when people respect you, when you have self-respect. Only then you can put your head high up, right? So every person should live with his head held high. In other words, every person will live or should live with dignity and respect. तो हमें self respect होना चाहिए. We must have this self respect. We must respect ourselves. We must respect others also. And when you respect others, others will also respect you. Alright, and this respect, you see this respect, one thing here, it is very important to note that this respect, we discriminate also people on the basis of their religion, their caste, especially economic status. Somebody is rich, somebody is poor. We never allow a poor person, say for example a labor, okay, I'm talking of a labor, a coolie. You will never allow a coolie or a labor to sit with you and have dinner or lunch. Is not it, right? Now the poet is saying here that no, it's not like that. We must treat everybody equally. We must treat everybody with respect, so that we also get respect from everybody. Okay, so that everyone can be treated equally. So in other words, live with dignity and respect. Then where knowledge is free, where knowledge is free means the poet prays that knowledge should be free. Now free, यहाँ पे free का मतलब ये नहीं, free does not mean that in terms of money. Free does not mean in terms of money only. Yes, free means money only. Here if you take from the surface level, अगर आप surface level, ऊपरी level से explain करें poem को, if you explain from a very surface level, you will say that yes, free means without money. But here free does not mean only without money. Free also means that everybody should have the right to education. Nobody should discriminate anybody. No one should disallow anybody. No, you cannot gain knowledge, you cannot gain education, you cannot go to school because you are the son of a farmer, you cannot gain knowledge because you are the son of a labor, you cannot get knowledge, you cannot go to school because you are of a low caste. No, these kind of things are completely to be completely driven away from one's mind. Okay, everyone has the right to education. Even our constitution allows us the right to free and compulsory education. So the poet prays, in this context, the poet prays that knowledge should be free. Now look at the explanation, more explanation here. Free here means that everyone should have access to education. Everyone should have the right to education, the access to education. सबका अधिकार है education में. यहाँ कोई ऊंचा कोई नीचा, हाई लो, rich poor, religion, okay, then you see caste, there's nothing like that. Everyone has the right to gain education. There should not be any discrimination, and every individual should have the right to gain education. It's not it. We must give everybody the right to education, and I just told you that even our constitution provides us the right to free and compulsory education. ठीक है, तो सबका अधिकार है एजुकेशन में. The poet then prays that he dreams of a nation where there would be no discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, creed, gender, social status, race, language, etc. थोड़ा हम लोग इस लाइन पे आते हैं थोड़ा सा. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. The explanation here, the poet then prays that he dreams of a nation where there would be no discrimination. We should not divide. Divide on the basis of what? Divide on the basis of religion, divide on the basis of caste, divide on the basis of creed, even skin color, gender, social status. Social status means rich, poor, gender means male, female, race, language, etc. We should not create discriminations, and we should give everybody that same equal status, that same equal respect. Okay, so the poet dreams of a nation which would be free of discrimination, no discrimination with anybody, everybody will be equal. And this earth was created by God. If we put it in this way, that this planet was created by God, the entire universe is created by God, this earth is created by God. In that way, we all are created by God in that way, right? So so we are all children of God, right? So if we are all children of God, then where there should be any discrimination? There should be no discrimination. Then everybody is equal. If God is our Father, then every one of us, we are all equal in the eyes of God. But here you see that nowadays, if you see that we divide on the basis of religion, we divide ourselves on the basis of caste, male, female. Even there are certain regions in our country where girls are not allowed to go to school. Okay, all these things are actually social evils. ये सारे जो चीज़ें हैं, these are actually social evils. That is why our India is not still becoming developed. We are known as developing nation. Okay, we are not developed nation. Why? Because of all these things. These factors are actually creating obstacles. ये जो सारे factors हैं, ये discriminations वगैरह जो हैं on the basis of religion, caste, creed, gender, etc. all these have created kind of obstacle. ओके, ये एक बाधा क्रिएट करके रखा है. इसके वजह से हम लोग जो है प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, हम लोग डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस रीजंस ओनली. वंस ऑल दिस डिस्क्रिमिनेशंस आर ओवर, यू सी इंडिया विल बिकम अ सुपर पावर नेशन. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज द एक्सप्लेनेशन. देन all these are narrow domestic walls. So narrow domestic walls, the third and the fourth line of the poem, all these are narrow domestic walls. So what is the meaning of narrow domestic walls? So all these are narrow domestic walls according to the poet, and these walls divide us and do not let us live with unity. तो ये narrow domestic walls क्या है? These are the narrow domestic walls. ये जो discrimination on the basis of religion, discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, gender, social status, race, language, etc. These are the narrow domestic walls which are not letting us to live with unity. हमें जो unity के साथ रहना चाहिए, मिलजुल के, as Indians we should live together. Okay, all these divisions are not allowing us to do so. Okay, we are all divided. India is not one. If you look at India, India is not one. India is divided into many. Okay, if you ask one part of India, they will say I am Muslim. If you ask one part of India, they are Hindus. If you ask one part of India, it's Christian. If you ask one part of India, it is Sikh. But when we all come together, then we become superpower. Right? When we come together, we become superpower. When we live with unity, we become a superpower nation, and no one can defeat us in that way. Right? So the world should not be broken up. The world should not be broken by these narrow domestic walls, and the world should remain united. World in the sense, if we talk especially about India, India should not be divided into all these things. Somebody is of high caste, somebody is of low caste. No, all are equal in the eyes of God. And if we see any kind of these kind of discriminations happening, we must immediately protest. Okay, because our constitution has given us these rights. Okay, then lines 5 to 8. So I hope you have understood line 1 to 4. Okay, lines 5 to 8, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. So let us learn these lines one by one. Okay, where words come out from the depth of truth. The poet expects his countrymen to be truthful and honest. है ना? तो हमें जो है where words come out from the depth of truth, it means that we should be truthful and honest. Even again, if you look at the situation of the country, you will see that there is corruption everywhere, terrorism here and there, riots going on here and there. No one is united. Everyone is separated. Okay, everyone is divided. There is no honesty in people right now. No truthfulness in people right now. Everywhere you see lies and lies and lies. Okay, सारा जो है इंडिया जो है आप देखेंगे, सारा इंडिया तो मैं नहीं कहूँगा. I won't say that the entire India, but you see, if you look at the situation of the country, you will see that corruption is everywhere, dishonesty is everywhere, right? So the poet dreams of a country where the countrymen will be truthful and honest. The poet also prays, let me come back to, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. इसका मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of this line? The poet also prays that his countrymen should work tirelessly until they reach their destination or goal. Okay, so the poet focuses on hard work. Tirelessly matlab without stopping the work. So until and unless we reach our goal, we reach our destination, we should keep working hard. जब तक आप अपना गोल, अपना डेस्टिनेशन तक ना पहुंच जाए, तब तक आपको मेहनत करना होगा. You should work tirelessly. Okay, you should go on working, put your 100% efforts until and unless you reach your goal. So this is what the poet is praying, that his countrymen should work very hard until they reach their goal or destination. And you see, ultimately, what is our goal? What is our destination? To be united. To be united as what? To be united as Indians. To be united as Indians. Okay, we should all be proud to call ourselves Indians. 15th of August is also coming, right? Which is our Independence Day. So it is also because of this reason that we are going to celebrate the 75th year of our independence. It is also one reason that I have chosen this poem actually, which is not there in the syllabus of class 9 to 12, but still I have chosen this poem. Okay, and I wish you love this poem. Okay, it's a great poem composed by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. Now the poet wishes his countrymen to reach the stage of perfection through their hard work. तो यहाँ पे एक लाइन थोड़ा देख लेते. They see here, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. I have explained in this way also that he wishes his countrymen to reach the stage of perfection, destination or goal. In another words, you can say that he wants his countrymen to reach that stage of perfection through their hard work. तो जब तक आप hard work नहीं करेंगे, you will not be perfect. right? You will not reach that stage of perfection. You can only reach the stage of perfection only when you work very, very hard, tirelessly, right? Your destination, your goal is that perfection only. Okay. Then you see, look at this line, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. What is the meaning of this line? Yeah, these two lines. Dreary desert sand of dead habit matlab kya? What is the meaning of this dreary desert sand of dead habit? It means superstitious beliefs or such old and orthodox habits which are no longer applicable in this modern age. See, people in our country are still so much superstitious, and this is again another reason which is actually creating an obstacle in our development, in our progress. India as a country, you know, there are many such places where people still have blind faith, superstitious beliefs. Okay, so the poet says that we must not have any kind of superstitious beliefs or such old and orthodox habits which are no longer in use. You know, there are many families or at many places people behave in very orthodox manner, है ना? तो ये जो orthodox manners है, ये जो old and outdated habits है, okay, those habits are gone now. Say for example, 50 years back there were no mobile phones, है ना? 50 साल पहले कोई मोबाइल फोन्स नहीं था इंडिया में. Say for example, so after 50 years mobile phones came. Now if you have this old and outdated habit, then no, I will not use mobile phones. I will not accept the technology. It is that person's stupidity, right or wrong? It is that person's stupidity, because mobile phones help you in so many things. It's not it. So these are all outdated thoughts, outdated behaviors. The poet says that we must come out of this dead habit or these dead habits. So this is actually a dreary desert sand of dead habits, superstitious beliefs, old and orthodox thoughts and habits which are no longer applicable in this modern age. ये चला गया. 50 साल पहले जो होता था अब वो नहीं होता है. 100 साल पहले जो होता था, 100 years back, whatever systems prevailed at that time, those systems are no more applicable in this modern age now. We must understand and adopt to this new situation, right? So thus the poet says that you see clear stream of reason. Thus the poet says that people must be intelligent enough and not have any superstitious and old habits that hampers human progress. हमारे ह्यूमन प्रोग्रेस के लिए हमें थोड़े मॉडर्न थॉट्स हमारे माइंड में हमें लाना होगा. वी हैव टू हैव मॉडर्न थॉट्स इफ़ वी वांट टू प्रोग्रेस, इफ़ वी वांट टू डेवलप. सुपरस्टिशियस और ओल्ड हैबिट्स हमें पीछे की तरफ लेता है. दे पुल अस डाउन. ऑल द सुपरस्टिशियस एंड ओल्ड हैबिट्स, दे पुल अस डाउन, राइट? So the poet says that we must be intelligent enough. We must use our reason. The clear stream of reason. That line you see, clear stream of reason here, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. The clear stream of reason is this intellectuality. We must use our logical power. We must use our reasoning power. Okay, we must be intellectual. So people must use their reason. Reason मतलब logic. To overcome such old and outdated thoughts. तो ऐसे पुराने ख्यालात जो है हमें छोड़ना होगा. अब we are at the modern age, we're in the 21st century, and we must be updated, not outdated. We must be updated with the current things and not outdated. Outdated मतलब पुराने जो thoughts है, पुराने जो systems है, हमें उससे बाहर निकलना है और हमें अपडेटेड रहना है. और इसके लिए हमें अपना रीज़न, हमें अपना लॉजिक यूज़ करना है, हमें अपना इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी यूज़ करना है, इंटेलिजेंस यूज़ करना है. वी हैव टू यूज़ आवर इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी और इंटेलिजेंस टू ओवरकम ऑल दिस रॉन्ग हैबिट्स, ओके, और रॉन्ग थॉट्स. ऑलराइट, लाइन्स 9 to 11, the last 3 lines of the poem, where the mind is led forward by thee. Thee here is actually referred to the Almighty. Yeah, referred to God. Okay, referred to God. So the poet is actually telling God to guide all of us. The poet is praying to God that, oh God, please guide all of us, show us the path. हमें रास्ता दिखाइए. ठीक है, तो पोएट भगवान से ये प्रार्थना कर रहा है. ठीक है, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. अब इसका लाइन मीनिंग क्या है? where the mind is led forward by the poet wishes his countrymen to be progressive and be broad minded, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. तो पोएट हमें कहता है, पोएट ये विश कर रहा है, पोएट ये प्रे कर रहा है गॉड से, पोएट इज प्रेइंग टू गॉड दैट लेट माई कंट्रीमैन बी प्रोग्रेसिव and be broad minded, not narrow minded. Narrow minded people are always negative in their life. We must be broad minded. Broad minded means again that same thing. You see, when you are broad minded, no, you will feel that all religions are to be respected, all castes are to be respected, all languages are to be respected, all genders in the sense male female both have the equal rights. This is called broad minded people. Narrow minded people will always be like, no, you are low caste, you cannot get job, no, you are you are a female, you are a girl, you cannot get job. All right, no, you speak this language is like a very backward language, so you cannot get job. These kind of people are called narrow minded people. And because of this people, you see, India is not progressing. India जो है वो develop नहीं हो पा रहा है, progress नहीं हो पा रहा है. So the poet actually dreams of such a country where people will be progressive and broad minded. And led forward means to be progressive, and ever widening means to be broad minded. ठीक है, तो मैंने यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी डाल दिया है ये प्रोग्रेसिव एंड ब्रॉड माइंडेड. एंड जस्ट टू ब्रेक अप द थिंग, जस्ट टू एक्सप्लेन यू, आई हैव यूज्ड हियर लेट फॉरवर्ड मीन्स टू बी प्रोग्रेसिव एंड एवर वाइडनिंग मीन्स टू बी ब्रॉड माइंडेड. तो हमें प्रोग्रेसिव होना चाहिए, डेवलपिंग माइंड होना चाहिए हमारा, हमेशा हमें डेवलपमेंट के बारे में सोचना चाहिए. वी मस्ट ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट डेवलपिंग. ओके, वी मस्ट ऑल्सो बी ब्रॉड माइंडेड. Okay, so they should be broad minded, open minded in their thoughts and actions. They matlab the countrymen. Okay, they should be open minded in their thoughts and actions that would ultimately lead to their progress. Their progress matlab the progress of the countrymen would naturally lead to the progress of the country. जब लोग यहाँ पे प्रोग्रेस करेंगे तभी तो एक कंट्री प्रोग्रेस करेगा, है ना, right? So all of us should be open minded in our thoughts and actions. We must not discriminate anyone. We must always have this broad minded attitude, give the talented opportunities. Those who are backward, we must educate them and also help in their progress. So when everybody will progress, then a nation will also progress, right? Okay, I hope you are understanding. So the poet prays to the Almighty or God to provide such thoughts and actions to his fellow countrymen. So मैंने कहा ना led forward by thee, actually this is addressed to God, and the poet is actually requesting God to guide all his countrymen, to become a guide, to become a teacher. Guide यहाँ पे in the sense the teaching, हमें teach करेंगे गॉड, हमें गाइड करेंगे, गॉड विल शो अस द वे. ओके, सो हियर यू सी द पोएट प्रेज टू द ऑलमाइटी और गॉड टू गाइड अस सो दैट गॉड कैन प्रोवाइड सच थॉट्स एंड एक्शंस टू द फेलो कंट्रीमैन. कि गॉड हमें ये थॉट्स, ये एक्शंस दे, दिस ओपन माइंडेडनेस, ओके, दिस प्रोग्रेसिवनेस, ऑल दिस थॉट्स लेट गॉड गिव टू अस. ठीक है, तो पीपल शुड नॉट बी नैरो माइंडेड बिकॉज अ कंट्री कैन नॉट प्रोग्रेस व्हेन इट्स सिटीजन्स आर नैरो माइंडेड. मैंने अभी कहा, आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू दैट नो कंट्री कैन प्रोग्रेस इफ यू हैव नैरो माइंडेडनेस. वी मस्ट ऑलवेज हैव दिस फीलिंग ऑफ इंडियननेस इन आवर माइंड दैट वी आर इंडियंस. Okay, this is called Indianness. This feeling of Indianness should always be in us, that we are ultimately Indians, right? So people should not be narrow-minded because a country cannot progress when its citizens are narrow-minded. And in the last line, what is the poet saying? Into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. So in the last line, the poet addresses God as his father and prays to him. So the poet is actually directly addressing to God and telling him, "Oh Father, let my country awake, let my country become a heaven," and prays to him so that his country wakes up. Our country is sleeping now. The poet is praying to God that let my country wake up, let my countrymen wake up, because my country is sleeping now. Sleeping means what? Do you know? Sleeping means, see, we all see corruption, we all see terrorism, we all see all kinds of dishonesties, राइट, बट स्टिल वी आर क्वाइट, हम चुपचाप है. इसका मतलब क्या? हम सो रहे हैं, वी आर स्लीपिंग. स्लीपिंग पर्सन, कैन एनी स्लीपिंग पर्सन टेक एनी एक्शन? क्या कोई स्लीपिंग पर्सन, सोता हुआ आदमी, क्या वो कभी एक्शन ले सकता है? कभी नहीं. तो वी आर इन अ डीप स्लम्बर ओनली, हम लोग सो रहे हैं, है ना. इसलिए तो हमारे आसपास जो गलत हो रहा है, ऑल द रॉन्ग हैपनिंग्स गोइंग ऑन अराउंड अस, We see, but we remain quiet. We don't protest. We don't tell anything. We don't support. Means what? We are sleeping. So the poet is praying to God that my country should wake up, my countrymen should wake up and become a heaven of freedom. हमारा country जो है वो एक heaven होना चाहिए जहाँ पे freedom हो. It should be a country which would ultimately become a heaven. And heaven what? Heaven of freedom मतलब यहाँ पे freedom हो लोगों के पास. Okay, they should not be afraid of anything. So this means the poet prays to God to lift his country to such great heights so that people would not come out so that people would come out of superstitious beliefs, so that people don't discriminate one another and use their reason or intellect. So poet यहाँ पे in one or two sentences we can put it in this way, that the poet is praying to God to lift his country to such great heights. एक ऐसे मकाम पे हमारे country को God लेके जाए जहाँ लोग superstitious belief ना रखे, where people would no longer keep any kind of superstitious outdated beliefs, where people will never discriminate one another and people will always use their reason matlab their logic or their intellect and help in the progress of the nation. So into the heaven of freedom, O Father, let my country awake. ठीक है, तो हमारा कंट्री जो है वो हेवन होना चाहिए जहाँ फ्रीडम हो लोगों के पास, and people use their reason and intellect and not discriminate anybody. So this is the explanation of the poem, the beautiful poem where the mind is without fear. Alright, so that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe to the channel, like and share my videos with all your friends. And also let me inform you once again that all the notes are available on my website omnigyan.blogspot.com. Some notes are still to be uploaded. I am doing that gradually, slowly. It will be done. Okay, some checkings are left actually. And I'm there on Instagram also. I'm there on Facebook also. You can please follow me there so that you don't miss any notification. And I would like to request all my students, please check my playlist. Alright, please check my playlist, and in the playlist you will find playlist for class 10 Alt, class 10 English, class 9 English, class 9 Alt, grammar and composition playlists, all are there separately. Okay, so whichever video you want according to your requirement, you can just click on the playlist and find out the video. Okay, that will not be confusing anymore, right? So that's all, with love from Omni Gyan, and all the best to all of you. Thank you.